What's up, everybody? I'm your boy Joshua Freeman, and welcome to DBZ Conspiracy Theories, where we make up conspiracy theories for the DBZ franchise. Today's episode revolves around Android 13 and why he's the younger version of Dr. Gero. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos. But enough of that. So without further ado, let's get to the conspiracy theory. Dr. Gero is of course the evil scientist of the Red Ribbon Army, who wanted to get revenge on Goku for taking them down. So to do this, he created androids with the sole purpose of killing Goku. Androids 13, 14, and 15 aren't canon, but this video provides more of a backstory for Android 13. Android 13 was introduced in the Dragon Ball Z movie Super Android 13 with androids 14 and 15. And Android 13 ended up being the strongest of the three. Android 13 was also the most opinionated of the three.
You're just a slave, a pawn with no free will of its own, is that it?
Free will. Pitiful humans.
But why did Dr. Gero make Android 13 not only the strongest, but also the most opinionated? So my theory is that Dr. Gero made Android 13 in his own image of his younger self, so he could be the one to kill Goku and get his revenge. And there's a couple of justifications for this theory. First, Android 13's opinionated personality could be the result of Dr. Gero programming Android 13 to think like he did during that time in his life. It's somewhat known that Dr. Gero lost a son in battle before the collapse of the Red Ribbon Army by Goku, and it's possible that due to the loss of his son, it caused Dr. Gero to evolve his opinion on humanity, making him more pessimistic and vengeful about mankind.
War, segregation, hatred. Is that what you've done with your free will, boy? Don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut. Goku dies.
Bulma even mentions recognizing Dr. Gero from her dad's science magazine and how Dr. Gero was such a jerk.
I've seen his picture before in one of my dad's science magazines. Too bad I read he's such a jerk.
And it's possible that the picture that Bulma saw more resembled Android 13, since she mentioned how much of a change he's been through, turning himself into an android.
Of course, it looks like he's changed a lot since then.
What?
With all the modifications Dr. Gero made to himself, it's hard to tell he was ever human. It's really amazing what he's done.
So it's possible that Dr. Gero made Android 13 in his image, so he could be the one to get his revenge on Goku personally. And it would also make sense why Dr. Gero decided to turn himself into an android. Due to realizing he would never be able to control Android 13 due to his opinionated personality or the other androids, he later decided to turn himself into an android instead to fulfill his objective. And aside from the obvious power increase in a longer life, Dr. Gero could have decided to turn himself into an android because he knew he would never succeed with his goal during his lifetime, and he wanted to be the one to do it or at least witness it, but at the same time had a contingency plan with Cell in case his own androids turned on him. The second justification for this theory is the fact that Android 13 is the most powerful android of the first set and is able to absorb Android 14 and 15. It's possible that Dr. Gero made Android 13 the most powerful because he made Android 13 in his own image and wanted him to kill Goku. It's also possible that Dr. Gero made an android replica of his son in Android 16 because he wanted androids who looked like himself and his son to fulfill his mission of killing Goku. But when he realized making androids not from a living organism had weaknesses, he switched his work to capturing humans and turning them into androids, like 17 and 18. It's possible that Dr. Gero's work went like this. Dr. Gero completed androids 13, 14, 15 and tested them, but in the end decided to put them back to sleep after seeing their weaknesses. Dr. Gero also could have started on Android 16 before testing them, but never finished them due to the weaknesses he witnessed during the test with Androids 13, 14, and 15. After all, Dr. Gero does mention Android 16 being a prototype, which means he only started on them.
The 16 is just a prototype. If you activate it, it may malfunction. I have not completed his programming yet.
And then Dr. Gero kidnapped the kids who would become androids 17 and 18, but their own inability to be controlled caused him to switch his android models into energy saving models, creating android 19 while also turning himself into an android, creating android 19 hoping to control them better.
He was an energy absorbing model, was he not?
Yes, he was.
How very interesting. And you've chosen that same design for yourself? You thought that an energy-absorbing model like 19 would be easier to control?
Yes.
So what do you guys think? Do you think it's possible that Android 13 could be the younger version of Dr. Gero? Also, let us know your DBZ conspiracy theory. But until then, this is Joshua Freeman. This has been Joshua vs. Television. I'm gonna see you guys in the next match.